Monday. My name is Liezl from Liezl Books, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, I'm just a girl who likes reading romance, romantasy, paranormal, romance, fantasy, any kind of book in general. And I also happen to have cerebral palsy, and it would mean the world to me if you would subscribe to my channel. I also hope watching my videos can make your day just a little bit brighter. Today's video is going to be my April end of the month wrap up. I'm going to talk about all the books that I read in the second half of April. If you're curious to know what I read in the first half of April, I'll leave my mid-month wrap up down below in the description. Matrimonial Merriment by Nikki James. It is the 7th book in the Valor and Doyle series. And now, if you watch my mid-month wrap-up, you know that I binged the first 6 books in the Valor and Doyle series because I got the books in the Audible sale. It's an cop procedural story with Valor and Doyle. Matrimonial Merriment is about Valor and Doyle planning their wedding. I gave that book 5 stars. Parental Instincts, and this is about Valor and Doyle solving one last case before they go on maternity leave because their surrogate is about to give birth. 4 stars. Scars Beneath the Serpent Scale. Magical island that murders start popping up everywhere. They all use celestial magic. They all communicate with the gods, and the people being murdered have this certain type of celestial magic, and they get their powers from the gods, and to get their powers regulated, they have to speak to the gods every once in a while, and they tasked her with, the mayor of the town tasked her to solve this murder. And she is also a professor at their academy, so she's a teacher, and they assign her with a partner. They get closer while trying to solve this murder. I love this book. Stars. The Second Death of Locke. We're following best friends Gray and Kier. Gray is a lady knight, and Kier is a maid. The way this world works is a mage and a knight are paired together, and a mage power source is the knight's power. It's the knight's job to protect the mage, and usually there is no romantic feelings with their partnership, but Gray and Kira have been best friends since childhood, and they secretly have feelings for each other, and while all this is going on, they're in the middle of a war. 4 stars. Cadence. This is a rock star romance by Verity Scott, who is a drummer, and she auditions to be the drummer of a up-and-coming rock band because they're touring for a major rocker, and they need a drummer because their drummer left. And she gets a job, but she constantly butts heads with I don't remember what position he plays in the band, but I know he writes the lyrics to the songs of the band too, and they get off on a rocky start, but they have this attraction to each other, and one day they just said, let's get this out of our system. It will only happen one time. They have a one night stand, but obviously they develop feelings after that. I cried when I listened to the audiobook. Give it 5 stars. I highly suggest the audiobook. It's dual narration with Corbin King and Angela Roca, and they did so good. I think my friend Monica will love this book. Whispers in the Water. It's a second chance romance book, 4 stars. The audiobook was great. It was duet narration with CJ Bloom and Walker Williams, but the heroine's character got on my nerves sometimes because she was constantly doubting the hero. Like, even when they got back together, she was constantly doubting him. She was always second guessing herself. Spark the Flame by Ivy Asher. This is about the last female dragon shifter that has a hex on her. That means she cannot shift into her dragon. Her whole family got annihilated by a different type of dragon shifter called the Horde, and it's her trying to escape the Horde, and her getting caught by the Horde's son, and she's basically forced to stay with the Horde. When and the hero turned out to be fated mate, 4 stars. Just a bit wicked. It's an romance. These two guys on the plane. One is married to his wife. One is there with his boyfriend, but all of a sudden their plane crashes, and the only 2 people on the island is the one with the wife and the one with the boyfriend, and they're the only 2 people there, and they're there for months, and things happen, things start to develop between them. Just by the gods, it's a romantasy, and we're following the heroine, who I can't remember her name without the audio, but life changes when she discovers that she is the first female author, alter. I cannot pronounce that word without the audio, but basically she is like a knight, an author, and she discovers this when her family was attacked by the recruiters of night people who were trying to take her older brother, but her parents died during that scuffle, and to get back at them, the heroine uses her newfound powers, and because of that, she is found by one of the authors, and they force her back to the kingdom to train to be the female author. 5 stars. I did a reread of the Blackened Blade, and this is a why choose romantasy about a girl who's stuck in a prison for magical creatures, and she gets executed. But right before she gets executed, she wishes that she can do this life over one more time to get revenge on the people that wronged her. She wakes up 10 years before, 10 years before her supposed death. She wakes up when she is in the academy, and she starts to plan her revenge on the people who put her in the prison in the first place. And then along the way she meets this group of guys that slowly become part of her Why Choose group. This book 5 stars. A blackened bond 5 stars. Hammer and gravel, because I kept hearing Samantha from Cozy with Samantha. She used to be Books with Samantha, but now she's Cozy with Samantha. She keeps talking about this Omegaverse book, murder mystery book, and they had the first 2 audiobooks on Anyplay, so I decided to listen to it. We're following Oliver, who's a stigma, who works as a cop with children, then Lucas, who needs his help on a case, and Lucas is an alpha, and Oliver is a sigma. A sigma is someone with both alpha traits and omega traits, and as they solve this murder, they slowly develop their romance, and I really loved the narrator for this book. I give it 5 stars. This was my first time ever reading a book with MPreg. I've never read a book with MPreg before, but I give it 5 stars because I cried at the epilogue, Night Call, the second book in that Omegaverse cop procedural series, and we're following side characters in book 1. We're following them. We're following Oliver's friends, Blake. I can't pronounce the other hero's name without the audiobook. The other hero, he's 24. His mother is terrible to him. She's physically abusive towards him. And with Oliver's help, he finally escapes her. And Oliver gets him a job at the precinct, where he works as a forensics officer, and Blake turns out to be his next door neighbor, and they work in the same department, and they turn out to be fated mates. 4 stars. I highly suggest the audiobooks for this series. The narrator does a great job with the accents. Singer by Juliet Cross. This is book 2 in her Romantasy series. We're following Melina's sister. Melina from book 1. She was an empath, and her sister is a blood singer, which means if the heroine gets a taste of your blood, she can tell anybody what to do. But where Melina found a nice dragon shifter owner, her sister wasn't so lucky. She finally snaps and has enough of his cruelty that she kills him. But then the hero, who is a water dragon, was supposed to be the one to kill her owner, because he is a part of the rebellion group against Caesar. Melina's mate happens to be Caesar's nephew, and he's forming a rebellion against Caesar, and his friend is part of that rebellion. It's the heroine and the hero's relationship, and and the heroine decides to help with the hero's plans when she learns what the hero's actually been doing. 4 stars. Blackened Blood, the third book in the Isla Dawn series. I give this book 4 stars. Next, I listened to an emotional Why Choose Romance with a dash of paranormal. I listen to these audiobooks on Hoopla, and I listen to these books because I saw my friend Jess at Pizza Books. She talked about these books on her Instagram stories, and I immediately downloaded the audiobook from Hoopla. And we're following this heroine who has the ability to see ghosts and help them in some way move on. Because of what happened in her past, she doesn't use her gift of seeing ghosts to help people anymore. She moves to this small town. She lives in her van, starts to see this male ghost spirit, and comes in contact with his brothers that are still alive, and it's the heroine's relationship with each of them, plus the ghost brother that died. And there's a twist in here that I didn't see coming that made me cry. I gave both of the books in this duet 5 stars. The first book is called Whispers in the Water, Ocean Echoes. I listened to an ALC of Sarah Kate's The Rules of Three. I'm on Sarah Kate's ALC team. The second book in her Next Generation series, I liked the first book a little bit better than this one, but this one was a fun time. Julian, one of the owners of the club, and he gets stuck in the elevator with his neighbor and his sister's best friend, and their relationship develops from there. The audiobook was great. It's a full cast narration duet style. King of Gluttony. This is a rivals to lovers romance. I listened to the audiobook. It was duet narration. We're following Maya and Sebastian, and Maya and Sebastian are childhood rivals, and they are forced to work together when their fathers, who are best friends, go into business together, and they want Maya and Sebastian to run the campaign. The thing is, Sebastian always carried a torch for Maya. This book was so good. The transition from childhood rivals to reluctant partners to lovers was so good. This book was so good. 5 stars. Those are all the books that I read in the second half of April. Please let me know if you have read any of these books. I would love to know. Please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Liking this video will help me out a lot. And I'll see you Wednesday. Bye.